Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to the Arsenal career mode. This is episode number 5, so if you've missed any of the other episodes then you need to jump on back to the previous episode and get yourself all nice and caught up. But in today, you might remember we are top of the table, we're currently a game in hand and we are still without our main talisman, Anthony Martial, but we have quite a few games to get through today. I think it was 5 games, might even be 6, I've already forgot how many games we actually get through today, but the first game is at home to Cardiff. You'll see there the starting lineup. We've brought in Toussaint and we have Guedes starting up top, Dybala staying at cam, but otherwise a fairly straightforward team. The team's getting pretty good now, feeling pretty confident. And we start off positive, some nice build-up play here. Dybala gets it to Rashford. Rashford tries to strike, but Lee Camp with a nice save. But this game was actually very, very tricky. There really weren't many chances in the first half. You'll see here we're already nearly at half-time. And this is only the second highlight. So quite a quiet game. But quite again, a fairly nice build-up here. Guedes finds Dybala. Dybala with the finisher, edge of the box, but it's blocked by Corker. And that really was as exciting as the half got, those 2 chances. But I decided I needed to change something. So we took Toussaint off and we brought on Wilshere. Seems to be a bit of a go-to for us at half-time. Cardiff came out pretty strong in the second half and they actually get themselves the first chance of the second half. Pilkington here with a great through ball for Tomlin, and that's actually a very, very nice goal. Even though I didn't defend it fantastically, that was such a good pass. I don't think there was too much I could have actually done about that. So very, very nice goal from Cardiff, and we did end up going 1-0 down, so really not ideal. After a very, very quiet first half, we only had a couple of chances and we didn't really get to make the most of those. But a very, very good start for Cardiff off the break, and actually they then continued to play very, very well. They were getting a lot of chances down this left wing here, so you'll see that first chance almost kind of really came from that wing. That cross came from the wing as well, but we just about defended that one. Then we get Isco running through, who makes a very nice through ball of his own to find Rashford. Rashford takes it past a couple here, pulls it onto his left, tries the shot, and it just goes wide. I thought it was just going in, but it did end up going wide. But again, Pilkington here running down this left channel. Bellerin having a bit of a tough time by the looks of things in this game, and a very, very nice save from Butland. Really didn't want to go 2-0 down, but we get to the 90th minute. Can we get something back here? Joel Campbell, nice little turn, gets it to Rashford, and Rashford hits it straight at Lee Camp. We get the corner though. You'll see Butland is up for this corner. We wanted to get something from this. Butland with the header. Butland off the post. Rashford couldn't get there in time, and from that, the full-time whistle goes, and we actually end up getting our first loss of the season, and it was at home to Cardiff. You'll see there that we did have the better looking stats, but we just weren't clinical enough. We really didn't finish well at all with a few chances we had. But just showing you here, this is currently what we've got with the training days, and what does eventually happen is Alexander also takes Rashford's spot, so he ends up having 4 spots. But we now go into our second game and we're away to Everton, and we needed someone to turn up here. We actually took Isco off because he was quite tired. We brought Xhaka in at CDM, so Wilshere's playing at centre mid as well. But otherwise a fairly standard, or again fairly similar to the last one. But Everton come out the box firing themselves, having a decent chance early on. They get themselves a corner. I actually wanted to try and, get into the game nice and quickly, but we actually go 1-0 down again. This time though, very, very early on in the game. We're looking at 5 minutes into the game and we're already 1-0 down. So I obviously was just having a bit of an off start to the game. I wasn't playing fantastic, which wasn't ideal. And obviously going 1-0 down straight away after getting your first loss of the season isn't great. But I think this was technically our game in hand, so what we kind of needed to do here was kind of get the win to keep ourselves up there. We get a nice little chance there with Mustafi from the corner. He wins a lot of headers from corners here, but Kolasinac, nice little turn after a good little bit of play, and gets to Guedes, and Guedes tries to finesse, but it does go over. He's not at the quality of someone like Martial or Rashford yet. Those kind of chances he's not burying, but Welbeck here trying to make us look silly, but Butland is thinking, no way, Jose, keeping it at 1-0. We didn't want to go 2-0 down because then we would have been in real troubles. But Rashford here sees a very, very good run from Bellerin. It's a really nice overlap. And then he looks back to near the edge of the box. He finds Ramsey on the penalty spot, but what a stop there from Martina. Very, very good block. But at half-time, we weren't getting back into it, and I decided we're going to change this formation up a little bit. We're going to go 4-2-3-1 wide, and I wanted to play some wingers. So Joel Campbell's been coming on for us recently and playing really, really well off the bench. So I decided, you know what, we need to make the change here. So we put Guedes on the left eventually. We actually took Dybala off for Joel Campbell. You'll see Rashford at striker, Wilshere at cam, and then Ramsey and Xhaka at CDM. And I just wanted to see if we needed to, if we could change the formation to something a little bit different to help us get back into these games. But again, Everton came out swinging and we were just struggling, but Joel Campbell actually had a fantastic game when he came on. Makes a very good through ball here to Wilshere, who does get brought down in the penalty area by Jagielka, and we do actually end up getting ourselves a penalty. Now, I was really worried when seeing Wilshere sort of rolling around on the floor like this. I was genuinely worried he was going to get injured. It doesn't take much for him to get injured, but he wasn't, thankfully, injured, so we were absolutely fine in that regard. He just had a bit of a hobble for the next 5 minutes, but that's not a problem. We ended up getting the penalty, and I was feeling nice and confident that this was our way back into the game. I was still stressing out though, because you guys might know if you've watched like other live streams and things, I'm not very good at scoring penalties. I just am very inconsistent. But Rashford steps up and he finds the back of the net, and I was very grateful for him finding the back of the net. I was very, very happy, and we do get ourselves back into this. We give ourselves a little bit of a lifeline. Joel, I think his name is, I've already forgot, kind of stuck to the spot there, and he doesn't really end up moving for it at all. But we then feel a little bit more confident. The formation starts to work here. You see Joel Campbell overlapping on the outside there. Very, very nice run. I tried to sweat it across, and it's just a naff pass, and we really could have done better there. Bit of a wasted chance. But we're getting into like the last 10 minutes or so of the game. Bellerin with a very nice run again. He finds Rashford. We try and lay it off to, I think it's Wilshere or Ramsey, and they do eventually get the ball, but does smack it wide. But that was all she wrote. So 2 games, and we've only got 1 point to show for our efforts. Again, another good game. The only shot on target was the goal that went in, so we were a little bit hard done by. But I think basically this episode we were dropping points left, right and centre, and we needed a big game against Man City, which was our next team. Again, playing what is our strongest lineup right now, and actually this was probably the best we played in the episode so far. Fantastic start here. We get it to Guedes, who smacks that one home. And I think a big difference here is the defence for Man City just weren't there. They just didn't show up. Like in that one there, Guedes had a very, very free run. When we were playing against Everton, when we played against Cardiff, that space just wasn't there. So early off, I've realised that these kind of through balls like that were going to be helpful, because, I mean, there's just no one on him there. Otamendi's nowhere near him. And I don't know who number 15 is. I think it might be Mangala, but he's just, again, nowhere near. But they try and play a ball in there with Kyle Walker because he decided that was a decent effort. But it wasn't, and we get the ball through here to Rashford. Again, that run, that overlap wasn't happening in the other games, but it was happening here. The space behind the defenders are definitely there, and Bravo isn't very good, especially in career modes. So a very, very nice chance for us to go 2-0 up, which obviously we took. So fantastic inside 30 minutes to go 2-0 up. Isco having a very, very good game, as was Dybala, both of them getting themselves on the assists, I think it was. Oh no, I think Isco got both actually. But again here, look, the space there for Rashford to run into just wasn't there in other games, but was there this time, and we actually end up going 3-0 up in the first half. Absolutely, well, just a complete different story to the other games that we've had in the episode so far. We've just been dropping points left, right and centre, but in this game against Man City of all teams, we just went ham, and it was just, I think our play style just really countered what anything Man City were trying to do. The fact they were playing Bravo as well really wasn't helpful for them, but we do end up taking off Rashford for Joel Campbell. He played well, like I said, in the last game, and I wanted to give Rashford a bit of time off because he's been heavily relied on, but also you saw that we brought Llorente on for Ramsey. But the build-up play was really, really nice here. Dybala with a decent effort, but it does just go over the centre of the goal. But Joel Campbell, again, nice build-up. Not the best shot in the world, though, sadly. Bravo didn't have to worry about that one. Later on in the half, you'll see Man City here have a chance, finally, of their own, but it still isn't a great chance, even though we gave them the ball, but Mangala hitting that one wide. But again, we played really, really well. Great ball here to Dybala. Dybala with it, and he's got to bury that. That would have been a fantastic goal, but he's got to bury that. But he doesn't. Xhaka brings this ball forward here, gets it to Dybala. Guedes finds Joel Campbell, who just does some very nice hold-up here. Finds Dybala, and Dybala does what Martial does, and he finds the back of the net. Just bearing in mind as well, actually, me saying that, we're doing all of this without our main striker. We're doing all of this without our main man, Anthony Martial. So you've got to really take what we've done here and think, yeah, fair play. Your toughest game of the episode so far, and you come out swinging, despite the fact we were pretty awful in our other 2 games. But it's okay. Really, really nice hold-up play there from Campbell. That's kind of what I feel like Guedes is currently missing. just a bit of being able to keep hold of that ball. But Isco here driving forward. Isco again had a fantastic game, as I said. Joe Campbell here brings it onto his left, and Joe Campbell deserves a goal, and he does get himself a goal, giving Isco his third assist of the game, so getting a hat-trick of assists, and just absolutely rounding off what was a fantastic performance from the Arsenal boys today. So I think it was really, really important in this episode to try and get some points under our belt, and doing it against Man City just felt really, really good. Would have been nice if we could have done it in some of the other games. Didn't want to lose against Cardiff, but you see that they do get driving forward here. They get it to Wilfred Bonny, who plays it to De Bruyne, who takes the shot, and it does just go past that post. But we do end up winning the game 5-0, which is absolutely phenomenal. Again, a complete different story from the other games. We struggled, and I mean struggled, against Everton to get that point, and we struggled really badly, obviously, against Cardiff to lose the 3 points. So again, a good game there. We really kept them quiet, which was a big difference, and we just countered really, really well. But you'll see we get the email we wanted to get and we've been waiting for, and that is Martial has returned from his injury and he can rejoin the first team squad. Now the decision was I going to be playing him straight away, or was he still going to be carrying a slight knock, running a slight chance of like making the injury worse? And although it had fully gone, I decided to put him on the bench for the big match against Spurs. You'll see, again, a very strong team we've gone out with. But I thought, he's only just come back. Let's give him the first half off, bring him on in the second half, and just cause problems. But the first half was relatively quiet. Very nice run here from Rashford. Rashford then doing really good job to try and get this ball across, but doesn't quite make it. And they do end up getting that one clear. But actually, this game, out of all of the games, probably the most boring. Like, genuinely, the big derby, probably the most boring game out of all of them. There we should have scored, but a fantastic block from Aurier there to deny Guedes. But I don't know, this game was just very uninspired. After a banging 5-0 win against Man City, we then follow it up with a fairly boring game against Tottenham, which really was quite surprising. But, I mean, Guedes here, unlucky. Would have been great if he could have got that on target, because it maybe could have challenged Lloris. But you'll see Martial does make his way onto the pitch at half-time. Again, just want to get some gameplay here for him. But Martial straight away making an impact, but doesn't quite find the goal there. If he could have got that on target again, maybe he asks the questions of Lloris. But again, he has another chance. He does get this one on target, but it doesn't find the back of the net. And then we get a nice chance here from Tottenham, which, again, poor defence here. So I'm just not doing well with Bellerin. Kane takes the strike, but Butland saves it well, and Kolasinac as well to get that one away. And then they just found a little bit of confidence in like the last 10 or so minutes. Heung-min-Son plays the ball to Kane. Kane hits the post. Would have been awful if we'd have conceded there, because those were like the only two chances that they actually had. And that was the end of the game. It really was quite a boring game. Very little going on. And I really think that, I don't know, maybe it was a bit of a come down from the 5-0 win against City, but it just wasn't a very good game. Most of their shots they were having were just awful, and we didn't show many of our own shots because most of them went on target. So we do then go into a game against Burnley, which I believe is actually the last game of the episode. I might be completely wrong, but we'll find out. I've already forgot what games I played and how many of them I played, but you'll see that we actually rested Dybala, Wilshere playing at cam, and we did bring Martial in up top. But the build-up play in this game felt really good. It felt good to have Martial back in the team. It just felt like I had two very good options, but Wilshere had a blinder. We're not going to be resting Dybala too often, but Wilshere, if he could score goals like that, instead of just missing them, he'd be definitely running Dybala for running him for his money, really, there. But nice little play with Martial and Rashford. We get lucky with a deflection to get it to Ramsey, who plays that ball in, and Rashford gets a fantastic header. Not the biggest guy, but it's a really well-placed cross. It's right at that back post, and no one's getting anywhere near him. And it's a very nice finish as well from Rashford to put us 1-0 up. And from that, we get the confidence, we keep building, we try and get these chances here. Wilshere with a very nice strike, but it does hit the post, and Rashford can't quite get in there to get the goal. But Burnley do make chances of their own. They're no mugs, Burnley. I think it was Goodmanson with a decent effort, but Butland with a very nice save. But we basically, the build-up play, as I said, is back. Martial is back, and so are the goals. And it just felt great having the Rashford and Martial partnership back in the team, because those guys play so well together. They're both quick, They're both finishers, and we've just got goals between them. I think that's already about 16 goals between them in the league. It's absolutely crazy. They're playing so well, and I think probably going to be the best strike force in this season. So very nice hold-up play there from the Burnley man, but we just about get that one clear, but only to the edge of the box. It finds Sola, who gets it to 4, and Turek actually with a really nice goal. Very nice goal. It might be Turek. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know, but it was a really nice finish. Just poor defense from me again. I tried to pass it out. I've said this in so many career modes. I tried to pass it out, and sometimes I just need to hit that square button and get rid of it, and I don't. And because of that, things like this happen. Like I said, really nice finish to like open his right foot up like that. But we do end up bringing on Joel Campbell at cam. You can see he's getting a fair amount of game time right now. Oh yeah, I started in Gannon. I completely forgot I started in Gannon. But he does really well. A nice little running here from Joel Campbell. And he actually finds the back of the net to put us 3-1 up. And I'm really enjoying using Joel Campbell. So I kind of want to incorporate him in a few times, maybe a little bit more often than he's currently playing. But the issue then arises in who do I drop? Because do I want to go down to one striker, which means I've got to rest either Rashford or Martial, and I don't really want to not play either of them. Or if I play a wide formation, do I put Martial on one wing and Campbell on the other? But if you've got any ideas, then do let me know. But that was the end of the game for that one, and we did end up getting another win, thankfully, in this episode. So 7 points across the games that we played, I believe, or unless I'm forgetting any games. But oh no, 8 points. Sorry, we got 2 draws, didn't we? But that is actually the end of the episode. All of the games have now been played for this episode. We got quite a few in. The video is a little bit longer, so hopefully you did enjoy that being a little bit longer. But we are 1 point ahead at the top of the table. And of course, if you want to see more of this, let me know. Obviously, drop a like to let me know that you're enjoying the series. Subscribe, of course, if you are new around here and new to the channel. And hopefully I get to see all of you very soon. But for now, boys, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. And of course, look after yourselves. See you later.